Today's read, Bride of Discord, Chapter 14, The Visit. When Fluttershy awoke, she could not help but think she had forgotten something. She could not put her hoof on it, but something about today felt different, like something important was supposed to happen. At the moment, Discord appeared at her bedside with a tray of food. "Happy birthday, my dear!" She slapped herself in the forehead. "Of course!" He set the tray onto her lap. "Breakfast in bed. Hope you're in the mood for pancakes." "Oh, you didn't have to do anything for me, Discord," she said with a smile. "Come now, your birth is definitely worth celebrating. Now eat up. I have lots more planned for your special day." He vanished and returned once she had finished eating. The next thing she knew, she was dressed in a robe and sitting in a sauna. Wow. Discord, wearing a pink fluffy robe, stretched out beside her. "Ah, nothing like a good steam bath to help you forget your troubles." "You really didn't have to." He raised his paw. Relax, my dear. Unwind yourself." Now that she thought about it, she had not been in a sauna since her last get-together with Rarity. Her chance to relax was long overdue. So Fluttershy closed her eyes and leaned back against the wall, letting the steam sink into her skin. After a while, she opened her eyes to see Discord staring down at her with a wide grin on his face. That's kind of creepy. Like, what kind of wide grin? Or what kind of grin? "What?" she said. Discord straightened up. "Nothing. Maybe we've been here for too long. You're sweating." He wiped the incrimination droplets off his brow. "Yes, on the next part of the treatment." A snap of his fingers transformed the sauna into a bath of gooey green substance? The smooth? Fluttershy recognized it as the crystal mud from the Crystal Empire. Oh. She had not had a chance to try it while she was there, and sitting in it now confirmed that it was as refreshing as Cadance had said. She laughed as she remembered that day when they were welcoming the inspector for the Equestria Games, only to find out they had gotten the wrong pony. She and her friends had always wound up in the craziest situations. Yep. Discord was confused as her sudden laughter turned into a frown. "What's wrong, my dear? Is the mud too warm? Are you not comfortable with me in here?" "No," Fluttershy sighed. "Then what?" "It's nothing, really." He snapped his fingers. "I know what you need. A massage." The mud bath disappeared and Fluttershy found herself lying on a massage table. "Really, Discord? Really, Discord? None of this is necessary. I just want..." She trailed off as she felt the Jaconoquist's hands gently rub her shoulders. In a second, her eyelids slid shut as she relaxed on the table. "Why so tense, my dear? There's something on your mind?" Fluttershy was about to answer, but was lulled by his tender touch, so all that came out was a sigh. After massaging her for a half an hour... Oh, I love massages! And for a half an hour, that would get all the knots out of my back. I need a massage. Discord teleported them both to the gazebo. "Now for your gift." Fluttershy raised an eyebrow. "The spa treatment wasn't it?" "No, that was a bonus. I have something more special in mind." He seated her on a bench and lifted the ring around her neck. "I'll bet this thing has given you some distress." "A little," she muttered. She had nearly forgotten she was still wearing that. "Well, I just want you to know that. I don't want you to feel like you're being forced into this. And for what it's worth, I can't imagine being with any other pony, so..." He curled around and pointed a gleaming finger to the ring, engraving words into it. Once the writing had stopped glowing, Fluttershy squinted to read it. To my one and only Fluttershy," she blinked. "I don't know what to say." "Say you love me?" Discord muttered. "What?" Instead of responding, he teleported in front of her with a birthday cake in his hand. Let me guess, carrot cake? "Make a wish," he exclaimed, holding it out to Fluttershy. And as it is your birthday, it will be my duty to make it come true." That caught her attention. "You promise?" "Cross my heart." He said that, making the gesture. Fluttershy closed her eyes and blew out the candles. "So what will it be, my sweet?" She was about to comment on him calling his sweet, but she had something more important to say, even though it would upset him. "I wish to see my friends." As she had predicted, Discord's face fell. "Sweetheart, I thought we talked about this." She crossed her hooves. No, we haven't. And I think it's time we did. He laughed nervously. Isn't there something else you'd like? How about a necklace? The ring doesn't quite match your eyes. Fluttershy shook her head. I want to visit my friends. Nothing more, nothing less. He set the cake down and laid his hands on her shoulders. Darling, she turned her head from him. It's been a month now. They've probably forgotten all about you. Now that's a terrible thing to say, Discord. She gasped. How can you say such a thing? Exactly. It's not that you're easy to forget, sweetie. It's just that the ponies have terrible memories. Oh, not you. She hovered over him. You promised you would grant whatever wish I made. You didn't get it in writing. It shouldn't matter. Friends honor promises. If you can't honor yours, then you're no friend of mine. Way to get it. Way to go, Fluttershy. I am your friend, Fluttershy. Then why? She spun around, revealing her water-filled eyes. Why won't you let me see my friends? Oh, please don't cry. You know I don't like it when you cry. You want me to stop crying? Let me see my friends. Her commanding then turned into begging. Please, just for the day. I promise I'll come right back. And if I don't, you can bring me back with your magic. In fact, you wouldn't have to. You can trust me. I do trust you, Fluttershy. He clenched his teeth. Your friends, however... Now she was beginning to understand. You think they're going to take me away? He rubbed the back of his neck. That and... How about this? Instead of letting me go to them, you let them come here. What? No. I'm not bringing those meddlesome ponies to my lair. Not even for one day? It is my birthday after all. No, never. He crossed his arms and turned away from her. Fluttershy had to think of some way to convince him. She knew that Pinkie Pie would especially be upset today, since she usually threw her birthday party. Then it occurred to her. It was dangerous, but if that's what it took to see her friends, then she was willing to risk it. No, Fluttershy, no. If you could have kept maybe begging or try to convince Discord, you would have won, Fluttershy. I'm not joking. Even for a day, Discord would probably be willing to do it. I'm not joking. I think in this state he's in, he cares about Fluttershy way more. So in a way, I think Fluttershy Fluttershy, just with a little more time, she could have been more convincing. And he could say, well, it's my birthday and you promised, so, you're breaking your promise and friends don't do that. But yeah, the risk was really risky, and I'm kind of sad that Fluttershy said this, but it did move the story along a lot and where we're going to end up. If you never allow my friends to visit, who are my bridesmaids going to be? Discourse ears pucked up. Brides? And I promised Applebloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo they would be my flower girls, and Spike the ring bearer. And, well, you need some pony to perform the services, and Twilight has the authority now. Wait, back up, he interrupted, facing her. Are you saying? She took a deep breath. If you allow my friends to visit me whenever I request, I will let you decide the wedding date. She looked up at him boldly. And I won't argue. Oh, Fluttershy, no. Discord was speechless, not believing what he was hearing. This had to be a dream or at least a trick, but he was awake and Fluttershy was not one to kid. Oh, she wanted to see her friend so badly, just as badly as she wanted her. Just as badly as he wanted her. What else could he do? He did not want to disappoint her, and this was his chance to have her at last. He tapped his chin, pretending to think about it. How does, he couldn't sly at her, tomorrow sound? Fluttershy gasped. He exclaimed, waving his finger. You said you wouldn't argue, unless you change your mind about seeing your friends. Now this is where it's like blackmail or manipulation. Please don't do this. Please don't. No, she sighed. Tomorrow it is. She squeaked as he suddenly took her in her arms. Oh, thank you. You made me the happiest creature in the world, my dear. Now, do you think I should wear a tux or... Fluttershy tried to pull away, but his grip was too strong. Discord, my friends? He groaned as he released her. Oh, right. The 5 ponies along with Spike and the former Cutie Mark Crusaders were at Sugar Cube Corner. Pinkie Pie was in a state of depression, her hair flat and her coat a shade darker. She was sitting on her bed, sobbing her eyes out. Oh dear.
Come on, Pinkie, this is getting ridiculous,
Rainbow exclaimed.
You've been crying for hours. You're gonna flood the place. It's Fluttershy's birthday,
Pinkie cried.
I had a big party planned for her. It was going to be out in her garden. I was going to surprise her.
She pulled out her wrapped gift from under her bed.
I was going to give this to her.
No, never know. She like it. Pinkie. Applejack laid a hoof on her shoulder. We miss her too, Pinkie, but we just have to accept.
How can we accept that our best friend is gone for good? We're never going to see her again. Worst of all, she's never going to see her birthday present.
Suddenly, Spike burped up a letter. Then he opened it. He gasped. It's Discord again! What? Every pony shrieked, huddling around him. What does it say, Spike? Twilight inquired. The dragon cleared his throat. You are cordially invited to Fluttershy's birthday party at Discord's castle starting now. The next thing they knew, all 9 of them were standing in front of a dark castle. What in tarnation? Applejack and Applebloom said at the same time. Sweetie Belle squeaked as she backed off the edge. Scootaloo caught her before she could fall. Where are we? Twilight wondered. Rarity cringed as she looked up at the castle. Whoever lives here should seriously get a new decorator. This is Discord's place. Applejack explained. Oh, well, that makes sense. I am not supposed to make sense. Everyone turned around in shock to see the Draconequus standing over them. Rainbow Dash growled, getting ready to pounce. Where's Fluttershy, you jerk? Discord rolled his eyes. Well, I was going to let you see her, but if that's the way you're going to behave... Pegasus blinked.
Wait, what?
Didn't you get the invitation? He tugged the parchment out of Spike's claw using his magic. Pinkie leaned forward to read it again.
You mean?
She glanced down at the present, which she was still holding. Her eyes grew big, and then her hair inflated into its natural movie style. Birthday party! As she screamed, she launched into the air, and fireworks exploded behind her. Discord scratched his head. How does she do that? Pinkie Pie then rushed to the front door, bursting it open. Never question Pinkie Pie, Discord. Hey! Discord cried. You can't just... Discord? Fluttershy called as she entered the main hall. Are they? Fluttershy! Pinkie tangled her into a hug, giving Fluttershy no chance to escape. The others trotted inside and gasped at the sight of their friend. Fluttershy! Rarity exclaimed. You all right? Then they all moved into a group hug.
Girls, Spike!
Fluttershy said, tears coming into her eyes.
I missed you so much.
She choked as Pinkie squeezed tighter.
Can't breathe. Oops.
The Pinkie pony blushed, backing away with the others.
Sorry, I can't believe it's you. I thought I'd never see you again, and that you'd never get to see what I got you for your birthday.
She gasped dramatically.
Your birthday! Quick, close your eyes.
Why do I have to? She cut off a Pinkie Pie blindfold around her head.
1 second.
Fluttershy heard a few blasts before the cloth was removed. The room was now walled with balloons, streamers, other party decorations. Pinkie Pie, I love you. Oh my gosh, never change. How did you? She started to ask, but she already knew the answer. Never questioned Pinkie Pie.
I never go away without my party cannon.
Pinkie chimed, bringing the object into view. She strapped her birthday hat onto Fluttershy's head and then started up the gramophone. Let's party! But instead of dancing, the ponies fed Fluttershy a million questions. Has he hurt you? Rarity asked. How are the animals? Inquired Applejack.
Did the stair work on him this time?
Asked Scootaloo.
He seems different. How do you not get dizzy in here?
Rainbow Dash questioned, glanced around the distorted room.
Are you married yet?
Sweetie Belle asked, looking at the engagement ring.
Does he make it rain chocolate rain every day?
Pinkie inquired eagerly. Whoa, girls! Twilight exclaimed, silencing them. Give her some space. Fluttershy summed it up. No, he has not hurt me, and we're not married yet. Actually, Discord's treated me quite well. He's really sweet. Rainbow Dash raised an eyebrow.
You've got to be kidding me. He let you come visit me, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but
Twilight giggled, trying to lighten the mood. What does it matter? It's Fluttershy's birthday. We should be celebrating. The owl girl began her awkward dancing, which everyone stared at for a while. Then they shrugged and danced themselves in between songs. Fluttershy received updates on every pony's lives. This is wonderful. This brings me joy. Rainbow Dash had gone on 3 more dates with Soren, and she admitted that he was cooler than she had thought.
I mean, I've always thought he was cool because he's a Wonderbolt, but I never hung out socially. Alone, that is. So I never got to know the real him. Seriously, we talk about things I never talked about with a boy, like daring do and our favorite flying tricks. He also doesn't mind I beat him at air hockey.
So I've heard.
Huh?
So, is he your special sun pony now?
The blue Pegasus rubbed her arm in a manner completely unlike herself.
It's kind of early for that, isn't it?
Well, Rarity interjected, I've been spending some time with Fancy Pants. I think he might be taking an interest in me, if you know what I mean.
What about Spike? Applejack suddenly asked.
Well, what about him? The Earth Pony glanced at the dragon on the other side of the room, grouping with Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo.
Well, you know he kind of likes her, you know?
Rarity gulped.
Who wants to play pin the tail on the pony?
Pinkie called, throwing a blindfold around Fluttershy's eyes again.
Birthday girls first.
As the afternoon went on, Fluttershy enjoyed her friends' company as they played more games and caught up with one another. It was after the 3rd round of Twister that she noticed Discord sitting in the corner with his head down. She suddenly felt guilty that she had ignored him all this time and had not even thanked him. She excused herself from her friends and flew up to him.
Thank you, Discord,
she said with a smile,
for bringing my friends here.
His expression changed as the sight of her. You're welcome.
You don't have to sit here all day. Why don't you join us?
I think your friends, he pointed at the ponies glaring at them, would not appreciate that. She was about to say something when he slid his arm around her. Have you told them yet? Fluttershy blinked.
Told them what?
He chuckled playfully, twirling the ring on her neck. Have you really forgotten already? She looked down at the ring and blushed.
Oh.
She had been so excited about seeing her friends, she had forgotten the reason they were here in the first place.
No,
Well, you should, my dear. You wanted them to be here, right?
It's just...
They were interrupted by Pinkie, who had brilliantly approached the Draconequus.
Hey, Discord, you want to play Twister with us?
I love Pinkie here. Inviting even those who are not participating just to let them join so that it can be in a company. I love Pinkie Pie here. I love her here. She's so sweet. This is what I want to be too. Like for people who are just sitting in the corner at a party, not a party, but like almost like a gathering or something. You want to have the people who are not really engaged to be engaged with people, and just it's nice. I love this. I just love Pinkie's personality. He stared at the pink pony, shocked at the invitation, and then stood up. All right, but I warn you, I am the world champ, Pink snorted.
As if.
Is that a challenge?
Only if you're up for it.
Oh, it's on. Before following the pony, he turned back to his fiancée. You have to tell them at some point, my dear. Only Pinkie and 3 fillies were bold enough to go against Discord and Twister. Thanks to his long snake-like body, he was able to defeat them with ease. Well, that was fast. While Pinkie Pie called for best 2 out of 3, Fluttershy pulled Applejack aside. Since she was the only one she had confided in before, she felt more confident telling her first. I'm glad to see you getting along fine, Sugar Cube, the Sun Pony said. I don't know what you've been doing the past month, but this course seems mighty different. I'm surprised he let us come here.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Applejack,
Fluttershy whispered.
You see, the reason he brought you here is,
Because it's your birthday? Exactly, that should have been the actual reason. But of course, Fluttershy took that risk. Or did the risk.
No, well, sort of, but it took more to convince him to. I really wanted to see you, and it was the only way, and...
Applejack laid a hoof on her shoulder. Take it easy, Sugar. What do you have to say? Say it. She took a deep breath.
I want you to be my bridesmaids.
Oh, great.
And the wedding's tomorrow.
I did that from the audio drama. And the wedding's tomorrow. Silence fell over the room, and Fluttershy realized that she had shouted the last part. Pinkie Pie fell from her position, and Discord bumped his fist. Yes! Victory! He then noticed the glares he was receiving. Oh, come on, don't be sore losers. You're marrying him tomorrow, Rarity uttered. Oh, so you told them. He teleported to his fiancée's side and threw his arm around her. Yes, our big day is tomorrow, and you're all invited. The 4 of you can be bridesmaids, the brats, kids can be the flower girls, the dragon can be the ring bearer, or whatever it is, and Princess Prissy here can perform the service. Twilight's jaw dropped in horror. You want me to marry you two? Why the glum faces? I thought you loved weddings.
Discord,
Fluttershy said softly.
could you let me talk to them?
Oh, sure, go ahead. Who's stopping you?
Alone?
His smile disappeared as he looked at the heated and shocked expression on the ponies' faces. He threw up his hands. Fine, I take the hint. Though really, I don't see what you're upset about. You all knew this was coming. Fluttershy cleared her throat. Yes, I'm going. Once he had vanished, Fluttershy floated down to her friends.
That was awfully rude of you.
Rude? Every pony exclaimed. You're marrying that monster tomorrow, Rarity cried. How do you expect us to react?
But you know I'm engaged to him,
Fluttershy pointed out.
We didn't.
Rainbow stammered.
We didn't expect it to happen now. Now you want us to be part of it?
I thought you wanted to come to my wedding.
Not when it means watching you get married to a monster.
Fluttershy stomped her hoof defensively.
He's not a monster.
He took you away from us.
No, I chose to go with him. Girls, you have to believe me. It's not as bad as you think.
How can marrying the Lord of Chaos be good? Rarity insisted.
And Fluttershy,
Twilight shuddered.
I can't be the one to tie you to that.
Don't say it.
Fluttershy.
He's not a monster. In fact, he's been nothing but a gentle colt since I got here, and you should be grateful that he even let you come to my birthday.
What's gone into you, Fluttershy?
Rainbow demanded.
Why do you keep defending him?
Because he's my friend. He may have done terrible things in the past, but that doesn't make him evil. He's just a lonely creature who wants nothing more than some pony to love him. After all, he's been asking me every single day if I...
She trailed off and realized that she had already said too much. Applejack raised an eyebrow at her flushed cheeks, more flushed than usual. She knew that look. Are you in love with him? Rarity huffed. Don't be ridiculous, Applejack. How could Fluttershy love a hideous monster like Discord?
Yeah,
Rainbow laughed.
Especially one who keeps her locked up.
He's fun and all, Pinkie chimed. But you can't really. I think it could be romantic, Sweetie Belle sighed. A beauty falling in love with a beast. Yes, Beauty the Beast.
You need to get your head examined, Sweetie Belle,
Scootaloo taunted. Fluttershy had been silent as she listened to her friends in horror.
How can you say such things?
We're just kidding around, Flutters,
Rainbow snickered.
I mean, we all know you're not in love with him.
When her friend said nothing, Rainbow narrowed her eyes at her.
Right?
She could barely utter a word.
Fluttershy, you can't be serious. He tried to take over Equestria 3 times.
He practically keeps you prisoner, Rarity insisted.
He threatened the princesses and my unborn niece, Twilight yelled.
He beat me at Twister,
Pinkie shouted. I love Pinkie. Every pony stared at her for a moment and then back at Fluttershy.
How can you love such a monster?
Rainbow demanded.
He's not a monster, Fluttershy insisted. He only wants me to love him.
Well, do you? She was on the verge of crying, her teeth grinding together. She had never felt so frustrated in all her life. She wanted to scream to deny everything, but no, she could not. Well, Fluttershy, Do you love him?
What does it matter? She snapped. You're right. He does keep me prisoner. He did all those things you said. I don't want to marry him tomorrow, but do you think I have a choice? It was the only way I could convince him to bring you here. And you know what? Who cares? Who cares if the wedding's tomorrow or next year? I made a deal with him, and it's going to happen whether I like it or not.
So you don't?
No, I don't love him.
As her words echoed throughout the room, Fluttershy's heart sank. Her friends lost their anger as tears streamed down her face. Twilight held out her hoof. Fluttershy, She ran past them to her room, slamming the door behind her. Fluttershy,
we didn't mean...
Rainbow called, but Applejack pulled on her tail before she could fly after her.
Haven't you all done enough?
Us? Rarity questioned.
I don't understand. What? Of course you don't understand. Applejack snapped. You of all ponies wouldn't understand. You talk about romance all the time, but you wouldn't know love if it was staring right in the face.
She turned to the others.
That goes for all of you.
AJ, Spike started to say.
What are you talking? Especially you.
Without another word, the farm girl rushed outside, her younger sister following her. The others were left in a haze, unsure of what had just happened.
But...
Pinkie stuttered, looking down at the box in her hooves.
She didn't open her present yet.
Oh my gosh. Just this scene was just... Poor Fluttershy. Fluttershy sobbed into her pillow, angry at herself for all the horrible things she had just said. She had not meant any of it, not even the last part. She did love Discord in a way, but even she was not sure of her exact feelings. Still, how could she say that after he had tried so hard to be her friend when he clearly wanted more? She just could not stand to admit it to the others that there was a slight possibility that she could return his feelings. Maybe not now, but in the future, she would be ready to say she loved him, even if their wedding was tomorrow. But part of what she had said was true, and this upset her more. She had no choice in the matter. She was bound to him, and there was nothing she could do about it. There was no use stalling anymore. Discord wanted her, and that's what he was going to get. She heard a grunt and looked up to see the Draconequus standing over her. Despite the circumstances, she was happy to see him. For now, he was here to comfort her. Her joy died, however, once she saw his face overwhelmed with hurt and anger. His hands were clenched into fists, and his eyes were glaring at her with disgust. You know, you really had me fooled for a moment. Wow, this was an interesting visit. Oh my gosh, again, sorry for a long video. I just really get welled up in these things, and just things are just going in my mind, and the things that are happening. Yeah, so it's interesting that in the audio drama you could tell that Discord was listening from the start the conversation Fluttershy was having with her friends. Here, I did not know. I was waiting actually to read that Discord was not, like, it would have said, like, Discord still, like, had her hear, or still was hearing things or something like that, or used his magic to still look up on the conversation. But here, it didn't say it. So in a way, it was believable that Discord wasn't listening and not hearing what Fluttershy had said. But until the last sentence, you know, you really had me fooled for a moment. That's when the truth is out. Oh my gosh. Chapter 14. Oh man, this was, wow. Well, sorry, I'm just overwhelmed. I just remember this in the audio drama, and it was just, everything was happening, and just, and even Applejack and Rarity, all the main six, even the CMCs. I love this story. Well, stay tuned for chapter 15 next week. Or if it's already that week, then just click on the next video. But thanks guys for watching. Hungry Harmony out. Friendship is forever.